before demo. I played through all the tutorial stuff because there's already been about 1,000 other people who have uploaded all that stuff, so no need for me to really go through all that and show people, but I'm kind of mess around with the free roam aspect of the game. And probably the coolest part is right here. To this 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 lanes. Well, 6 strips, anyways. Stage up. So now you don't have to have someone either like flash the reverse lights or someone count down, because I mean, you know, whoever's counting down is gonna get the head start. This is pretty neat right here, setting up a little drag strip area for people. I mean, no timer or anything, but you could have someone down at the other end to call it. Definitely better than just, you know, an airstrip. I'm sure it'll get plenty of use. I'm in the McLaren Senna, which once you finish the tutorial, or the beginning of the demo, whatever you want to call it, they toss it into your garage and pretty much just let you have free reign of the section of the map. You get a pretty good sized chunk. It's kinda at the quarry. You can't go very far north, but you get, you know, enough to get a feel for driving the car around and seeing sort of different parts of the map in different little sections. And this is, I'm definitely glad that I pre-ordered this and got the Ultimate Edition. Super excited to actually experience the full game instead of just a small chunk. But just based solely off the demo, I feel like it's going to be an absolutely amazing game. All the cars feel pretty solid. Racing is definitely fun in this. It really hasn't changed from the other Horizons or any other Forza game. Really not much to complain about as of yet. I'm probably going to hit the end of the map in a second. I really don't know this side. Let's see. This car handles absolutely amazing. Yeah, it's up here. It's gonna reset me, but it's such a good looking car overall. And in the demo at least, it's probably the best handling in the form that they give it to you in. And you get several other cars too. You get a Lancia 037 Stradale, you get WRX, Escort Cosworth, Focus RS. You get a good selection of cars. It's not like you're stuck just driving the Senna and another basic car, but you get TTS Coupe, the Charger RT, Focus RS, Escort Cosworth, 037 Stradale, and the STI. So you definitely have some options of what you can do. You can also go and modify them. So if I go in here, I can get it to fast travel me to the festival site, because you can't set your navigation to the festival in the demo for whatever reason. I'm sure some weird reason behind it, but it makes no sense to me. I'm definitely excited for the seasons aspect of the game as much as everyone else is against it. I think it adds something good to the game because you get some variation. Even if I absolutely hate driving in the snow, especially in Blizzard Mountain, it was sometimes a little excessive with the snow, but you get a little variation every week with the different events and how the landscape is, and with the lake freezing over, you get to mess around on that, and it's definitely a neat concept, and it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. Forza Vista is still a great thing to use and look at your cars too. Not a huge fan of the Audi TT, but I just want to see what I can do to it. See how much power I can make out of it.
So, it's a garage, obviously. It's where you come to work on your cars. Makes sense so far. So you want to totally change the insides
So
of
I
your
can put
car?
the 1.6
Here's where you can do
Turbo
that.
Rally, which no, we'll just leave it at the stock powertrain. Probably just a rear-wheel drive. Yeah, we'll leave it all-wheel drive for now.
Here's engine
And they also
upgrades if
brought
you're
back
working under the hood.
the shopping cart. Whoopsie. So everything goes into a shopping cart. Once you like the way the car is set up, then you just basically buy the shopping cart full of parts instead of the Motorsport 7 process of going through confirming that you want to buy the parts and usually dumping a lot of money into something that isn't capable of what you want to do. At least that's what it was for me, trying to build something that had enough power to drift and keep up with everyone else while being unassuming looking. Was always a pain because I'd build the
Here's
first engine,
handling,
make like
platform
700
tuning, that kind of thing.
horsepower, everyone would outrun me on the straights. And it was just always a pain. And so you've got sport, race, which race lowers it quite a bit. And then you've got rally. And then you've got drift. It actually looks like drift lowers it considerably. It also looks like it adds a bit more camber from the factory setting too. But it definitely gives it a nice stance overall without being too ridiculous. We're just gonna go with race. Roll bars. Slap a full cage in it. All the weight reduction.
Here's where you fiddle with your drivetrain so you can actually put all that power down. Most importantly, you can change out your tires and wheels here.
So you get pretty good selection of tires too. So we got race, and we've got Forza race. And then you've got the rally tire compound, and then drag, which I guess makes sense, but I don't know how many people are going to be building just exclusively drag cars in this game. We'll just leave those at stock width.
Want to change your car's aerodynamics?
This is just going to
Do
be
that here.
the Forza stuff, which I don't really care for. Let me go back, install setup.
So here's how much it'll cost. Look good?
I mean, 600 horsepower is probably decent out of a little TT. It's not going to be any slouch or anything, but And actually, just want to go to the Charger real quick because I know this one can do it. I don't know what other ones. But now you can change back spacing, so you can adjust the offset a little more, so you don't have like some goofy looking car with the wheels set, you know, 6 inches inside of a wide body kit or whatever. Because I know that happened on a few cars, Horizon 3, and I think even Motorsport 7, where you would go to put a body kit on a car. Speaking of which, there's body kit presets, but you would go to put like a wide body kit on a car, and it would, the wheels would just be set way too far in, and you could never make it look right, no matter what you did. So yeah, right over here we got track width. So this has full track width on it. And it looks like you only adjust the rears on this, which whatever. So this is stock, and then you can, you know, move it out a little, move it out a little more, and I mean there isn't a huge difference between this and this, but it's enough difference to, you know, be worth changing up to. Definitely a nice addition. I'm sure on some other cars you could probably adjust front and rear. So let's go and check out like the Cosworth. See if I can adjust both axles or if it's just one at a overall. I can also remove those rally lights because I can't stand those things. I prefer just like a stock looking car, or very like mild, like this bumper's okay. And obviously this bumper's okay because it's just headlight covers and looks like they removed a fog light and added some tow hooks. So we'll just do that one. And back to a stock wing. That's just a tow hook, that's fine. Mud flaps are okay. And we'll just do the little hood pins. So let's go here. Nope, can't do track width on this either. Can do engine swaps though. This has got the Turbo Rally in it, which, whatever. That's a good engine. Just not very customizable. Install that. Yep, bye. Yeah, so I'm not sure if it's just going to be muscle cars that get the track width upgrade, or if it's going to be a random selection of cars. Why does that look chrome now? Whatever. Let's check this one out and see if it gets it. I must have hit Forza Vista by accident. Whatever. Yeah, this one doesn't get track width either. Huh. What can you do to the exterior though? Probably just the Forza stuff. Yep. Just the Forza racing gear on it, which not a big deal for me. I already know that the Impreza STI you can't do it. Let's check out the Stradale. Which, out of all the cars that I have right now, excluding the Senna, I would absolutely love to have one of these. It's just, I've always loved Lancia. They make some very, very pretty cars, and this is no exception. It might not be reliable, but at least you look good on the side of the road. Probably not very comfortable either, but again, what's it matter? Yeah, no track width on this. Huh. Probably just rally lights and bumper bars and maybe a skid plate underneath there. I can't tell if it's just a little lip or a skid plate, and then you can do the splitter. Nice little wing. This thing actually looks pretty cool without the wing on it. Not gonna lie. Check out rear bumpers. I think you can do, yep, like fully exposed and then exposed with a little bash bar on there, whatever you want to call it. Probably mud flaps. Yep, just front mud flaps though. Don't get no rear ones, unless the other bumper carried the mud flaps. Yeah. Do that bumper on there. Put some mud flaps on it. Some pins. What's this one do? So this changes that. It just adds a little hole and looks like a different sort of mesh material. Go to this one. And obviously you can do a bunch of stuff back here. We'll just leave this for now. I wanna go mess with the Audi and see how that goes and drive around the map a little bit and mess around some. So much better than that rally engine you've been swapping. Choice it. The drag strips over here. I'll go to that real quick and see how this thing feels going in a straight line. Probably reasonably quick because it's all-wheel drive. It seems to make decent power. We'll hop into this lane right here. This thing's pretty decent. Obviously it'll, you know, get right off the launch because it's got the all-wheel drive. Not the most impressive thing I've ever driven, but so I wish there was some mud or something, because in the mud the game is impressive. Like, you can see the mud deform around your tires. Like, even in the dirt, you can you leave tire marks just cruising. And softer dirt anyways. This is probably a little more packed down, but and the feel driving on, you know, softer surfaces is definitely a lot better than it was in previous games. When you're going to be able to drive hypercars and stuff on the dirt and whatever still, but they're going to have more of a detriment than they were previously. I don't think they'll be able to keep up quite as well. Oop. Overcooked it. And damage. I mean, it's not as impressive as like BeamNG, but it's still, you know, you can lose your mirrors, you can break windows, you can lose your exhaust, you lose your license plate. If you've got a spoiler that's not a I believe as long as it's not a active aero spoiler, you can lose it. My guy just knocked his little wing mirrors off. But I'm pretty sure all the active aero spoilers are not going to be flying off the cars when you hit stuff with them. They also changed the trees around, apparently. So they're a little more dynamic depending on what you're driving. So I'm not going to be able to knock down a huge tree with this, but if I was in a Unimog or the Iron Knight, that's going to be able to punch through bigger trees. But I'm like 90% sure there's still some that are going to be totally immovable. At least it was sort of how the developers have said it would work. Just going to smash in everything. So, coming up to a drift zone. This thing is going to be hot garbage in a drift. Especially with me at the wheel. So let's go and change car real quick. This should be able to do it. We'll see. I might have to. So another really great thing that they do is other vehicles in the drift zones are ghost. Instead of them being, you know, solid, you're trying to get a really good line going, and with every single turn you're coming up on someone else, or there's a huge traffic backup. So now they've made it so that you just kind of cruise right through them, and you don't have to worry about it when you're trying to do a drift zone or a speed zone, or I don't think it's not really going to have an effect on like the speed cameras and stuff like that. I mean, stuff's going to be aggravating on your way up to, but I don't think there's really a way that they can ghost the cars, you know, as you're coming up to it. At least I haven't seen it work that way in the game. Let's do this. Let's go. Can I not tune from here? No, I can. You just have to go there.
The mechanics of the festival keep an archive of every engine setup that you can access here. Have a browse, get one rigged up under your hood, and enjoy.
I wonder if it's just... It must not be available right now. That's whatever. I'll try one more time. I'm not going to be able to be the high score, but maybe I can get 3 stars. This just needs a little more to the real wheels. this one? Is this the windmill one over here? No, it's not the windmill one. Probably better off in a rally car trying to get here, to be honest. This is what I mean by that. They definitely changed the way that the hypercars behave. Maybe it's firm enough. Ooh, no. So I can not catch any traction right now, and the car is going to be, you know, slipping and sliding. I don't know if I'll be able to actually hit that with speed, so we can swap into... let's try the Stradale. Let's also see if it spawns me in the same spot, or if it's going to put me at a road. Oh, that's good. Vaguely in the same area. Probably would help to get in something fast, but... just too short. I'm gonna actually get into something all-wheel drive. Cosworth is the only thing I have that's actually going to do the job. Actually got Riley tires on it and actually set up to, you know, be in the dirt. Stops me right on the jump. Rush down this hill and see how terribly I can mess this up. How many parts I lose when I land. Yeah, that's a little distance there. I lost my license plate, it looks like. Didn't really survive the landing too well. That's another great thing, is you can just kind of go through some of those, call them goat walls, because that's what we call them where I'm from, but little stone walls, whatever. You can go through some of them, which definitely unlocks a lot of terrain that you can use to, you know, mess around, go play in the grass or the mud or whatever. Speaking of mud, I wonder if I can find some. It's all sand. So it's summer in the demo, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to find any. But as you're playing through like the intro and you got to do the 4 seasons right off the bat, mud is just, it's like actually driving a car through mud. It's interesting, and if you're not properly set up for it, you're not really going to get all that far. Like if you're in a car with race tires on it, or you're in something that's a lot of power to the rear wheels, you're going to get caught up in it. You're going to end up just, you know, spinning and not really able to peel out of it. At least it was a breakable wall, I guess. This is a nice little town too. All these construction signs and stuff is neat too, that they took the time to add it in, and it's little, but it's, you know, it's neat. There's a lot of detail that they worked into this, and like I said before, it's going to be exciting to see what's implemented into the final edition of the game, and what maybe they'll add into it. This guy sounds good. As much as I hate the 1.6 rally, it's not as bad as the V12 from Horizon 3, which has made it, you know, it's made it into this too. It's gonna be probably what everyone swaps into everything to just go fast. Like the Charger, you can swap it into that, but you can also swap the Viper V10. You can put the engine out of the Hellcats in it. This is another speed zone. This car isn't really set up for speed, but the weebly and wobbly up at the top end. You see how soft the rally suspension is. Every little turn is like steering a boat. It's good enough for 2 stars though. Go this way. Overall though, this demo's great. If you have the chance to play it, I would.